This is the Orioles POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Baltimore Orioles. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Baltimore Orioles postcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network. My name is Luke Slabaugh. I've been with you all season long, and we're wrapping up this series against the New York Yankees today on this Sunday. Final score, New York 7 and Baltimore 1. This is a rubber game. O's could have played spoiler, could have hacked at the Yankees' chances to win the AL East as they try to climb back up and overcome the Toronto Blue Jays, but not to be, as the Bronx Bombers stick it to the O's in extra innings. Baltimore now 500 in extra innings games, 6-6. Postcast, if this is your first time, we've got Orioles content every day on Locked On. So like, subscribe, interact with some of our fine folks in the comments. Available on demand wherever you get your podcasts for free. There is a video component. Sometimes I'll throw stuff up on the screen, but if you're listening in your car, you're just missing this lame excuse for a beer that I've got going on. But might as well get into Keegan Akin struggling in the 10th, Kade Strowd ahead of him. It's a high leverage situation against a very potent offense. So I wouldn't so much put this loss on Keegan Akin so much as the situation. Yeah, it was out of hand because of the long ball, and I guess that is tonight's turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Right-hander Kade Strowd had thrown a 1-2-3 top of the ninth and carved up the Yankees. In fact, struck out the side. Paul Goldschmidt on a backup cutter, Anthony Volpe on a fastball at 96, and Trent Grisham also striking out on a fastball at 96. So in a high leverage situation, a tense game against a team that's playing for something, the Yankees, a meaningful game for them. Kade Strowd, who at times struggles in high leverage situations, did his job. Interesting choice by interim manager Tony Mansolino to leave him in, and particularly with Aaron Judge leading off the 10th with a runner at scoring position, Trent Grisham, the automatic runner. Personally, I'm cool with this. Kade Stroud's going to have to stare down the barrel of a monster at the plate at some point. Might as well do it now when the team is eliminated from playoff contention. He is not able to locate against Judge. He walks him, which is totally fine. Sets up the force play. Enter left-hander Keegan Akin. Made my thoughts known about Keegan Akin. He had just rattled off 3 saves in a row after blowing 7 this season. This is not a closer. Opining that if you want to compete in 2026, you might package him up with another one of your players and maybe find a greener pasture for him. Cody Bellinger singles to left field. Dylan Carlson able to smother that ball and fire it in right quick, so the bases are loaded with no one out. Enter Ben Rice. For all intents and purposes, the player of the game. 1-2 count, and Keegan throws him a center cut fastball at 95. Launched, blasted into the right center field. Stands for a grand slam. And a 5-1 score to put this game out of reach. Rice finishes 4 for 5 with 5 RBIs. Jazz Chisholm follows up with a home run of his own, his 31st of the year. 6 runs total against Strowd, Akin, and Yarmil Geraldo. Made it a 7-1 ball game. Unfortunately, it spoils one of the better outings that we've seen from right-hander Kyle Bradish, who deserved the dub.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I keep pushing the buttons and it's not working. Milo says, I don't think this is a serious team if Keegan Akin is on it next year. I would agree. And Vito Land 92, a new commenter on YouTube, comments that Keegan Akin is a lefty who cannot get lefties out. Goob also asks a wonderful question. We'll get to that in a second. Kyle Bradish, 14 whiffs through his first 5 innings, 6 tonight. 10 of those 14 swings and misses are on breaking balls. It was the best curveball we've seen from him since he's come off the IL. Got that induced vertical break of up to 16 inches, sometimes 2,700 revolutions per minute on the curveball. You pair that with a great slider and a fastball that runs up in the mid to high 90s. Yes, he is the ace. I commented Friday that we should throw that word around for Trevor Rogers. Those two if healthy, make a very potent top of the rotation. Leave it to Mike Elias over the offseason, the president of baseball ops, to go find another top of the rotation starter via trade or free agency. And then just cross your fingers that Murphy's Law doesn't happen and that people are healthy. Best curveball in his 5 starts we've seen. 1, 2, 3, top of the first, including Aaron Judge on that curveball dipping below the knees. Top of the second, Jazz Chisholm suffers a strikeout at the exact same place. Trent Grisham in the third as well, falling victim to the bender. Austin Wells leading off that inning, swinging through the two seam at 96 miles an hour. Top of the fourth, it's a 1, 2, 3 affair for Bradish. Gets Cody Bellinger and Jason Dominguez on the slider. Top of the fifth, Caballero, the slider as well, and then Chisholm right before him with a four-seam fastball up at the eye level. He was mixing up the eye level and locations. Kyle Bradish was borderline unhittable. Only ran into some trouble there in the top of the sixth. Got Ryan McMahon looking, the front door two-seamer high. 96 miles an hour really confuses a left-hander. And that second time through the lineup, Bradish is 0 for 9 with 6 strikeouts. Trent Grisham walks, and then Aaron Judge gets hit by a two-seamer on his back elbow. So 2 runners on via the free pass. Cody Bellinger lines out to Gunnar Henderson, and then it's Ben Rice, the hero of the day, goes opposite field. Hits a fastball to Dylan Carlson, who tries to smother it. It kicks around, but doesn't get behind him. Run scores, and through 84 pitches, Kyle Bradish has given up his first run. The most pitches he's thrown, he gets into the 90s today in terms of pitch count. He's able to get Jason Dominguez out. A line drive to left field. Carlson with a great drop step, able to catch it on the backhand right in front of the wall with the 105 exit velo off the bat. Bradish deserved the dub. Coming up, positive signs from young Samuel Basayo, his long ball today. And we'll look ahead to the Rays series. We've got some news for you coming up, as the O's will wrap up the final homestand of the year against a division opponent in Tampa Bay. This is the Orioles Postcast. Stick with us. Show's brought to you by Zippix Toothpicks. Got you an energy boost or a nicotine boost. Pick your poison. For nicotine users, Zippix provides a discreet way to satisfy cravings and that hand-to-mouth habit. Can also be a helpful tool to get over vaping. 6 great flavors with 2 to 3 milligrams of nicotine. And if you need energy without the crash, the caffeine toothpicks are a game changer. Go to zippixtoothpicks.com. Use the code LOCKEDON for 10% off your first order. Must be 21 or older to order. Warning, nicotine is an addictive chemical. That's zippixtoothpicks.com. Promo code LOCKEDON. Zip more and smoke less with Zippix Toothpicks. How about 5-Hour Energy? Caffeine everywhere. Great flavors. 17 bold flavors of 5-Hour Energy. I never knew that. I always thought it was like 5 or 6 at the gas station. And to be honest, that's enough. But they said 17. B vitamins, nutrients, 0 sugar, 0 crashes. They're very portable. And I love that. Throw them in the fridge, take them on the road. Big taste, tiny shot. You love it. Honestly, I love how it kicks in fast. And no sugar. I'm a big anti-sugar guy, despite what's going on in the face today. Enough with boring, flavorless caffeine. It's time to give your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5-Hour Energy shots. Get the favorites you love, or be bold. Try something new in-store and online at www.5hourenergy.com or via Amazon today. Longtime OG Monarch Money. You got accounts. You need to get to the bottom of those accounts. 401ks, properties, investments. If you don't have the full picture, you are worse off than Keegan Akin. And that's why Monarch Money is here. All-in-one personal finance tool. It's built for busy people with busy lives. If you've been putting off organizing your finances, like some people I know in the comments section, get on it. Link all your accounts in minutes. See clear data visuals. Get smart categorization of your spending and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. You can maximize your investments, increase your savings rate, easily review your finances with a partner or financial advisor, and just get a view of your financial health week to week and long term. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with the code LOCKEDONMLB. Thanks as always to Monarch Money for sponsoring this show. Not a whole lot to talk about for the O's today. 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position during regulation, and then a clean 0 for 3 in the bottom of the 10th. The O's do load the bases against right-hander Camilo Doval. However, it's via the automatic runner and then 2 walks, Dylan Beavers and Gunnar Henderson. Not much going on with runners in scoring position. Part of that is due to right-hander, oh boy, Cam Schlittler carving him up through the first 4+ innings. Oh my. Can you imagine being a broadcaster and all the slip ups that we've seen this year? There used to be a guy who pitched for the Cubs and, in fact, was a Chicago Dog in the American Association last year, Brian Schlitter. The jokes write themselves. Samuel Basallo able to break through, though, after Schlittler goes 6 strikeouts through 4 innings pitched and just 1 hit. He had the stuff. High fastball riding at 99 miles an hour. You pair that with the curveball, some 14 miles an hour slower, and he's able to bait him pretty well. Not Samuel Basallo, however. Bottom of the 5th, first pitch, hanging breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. Ben McDonald's been saying for a while that if you leave off speed middle away, you are asking for trouble. And this one on the pitch map on MLB.com says it was a little bit more middle in. It looked more out towards the middle of the plate, I will say. Man, props to Samuel Basallo, recognizing curveball out of the hand, keeping his hands back, and unloading on it. 420 feet to the flag court. Made it a 1-0 ball game. The O's take their only lead of the game. 4th career home run for Samuel Basallo, almost onto Utah Street. And that was the only bright spot that the O's had on offense today. We'll take a look at some of the comments here. David Owen, happy birthday to commenter and subscriber David Owen. Says the Commanders won. Marcus Mariota, former Titans legend, former Oregon Duck, filling in for Jaden Daniels. Happy birthday, David. Everyone, please say happy birthday to David in the comment section, or you'll hear about it. Nehemiah Lockett says that Kyle Bradish has been a strikeout magnet. And it's true. That is the story of the game, was that Kyle Bradish throwing a season high in pitches, 91, and 57 of those for strikes, 9 Ks to just 2 walks. The ERA sits at 2.25, 6 innings of 1-run ball and 2 hits for Kyle Bradish. That's the name of the game. Just get out of this season healthy and get ready for 2026. The O's carry on. They have an off day on Monday. And full disclosure, I will be out of pocket on Tuesday night. Final series at home for the year against the Tampa Bay Rays. I will be back Wednesday. So don't miss me too much. 6:35 first pitches on Masson 2, both Tuesday and Wednesday. Starters are not listed. The O's have not yet revealed who is taking the mound Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. However, looking forward to it. It's going to be great. And I appreciate you all tuning in here. If you're new to the channel, if you're just a baseball fan hanging out here on YouTube and checking out the comments for the first time, you've got some very passionate Orioles fans. This fan base deserves a winner. It's got talented players for sure. Guys who are learning on the fly, some youngins. Just needs to get over the hump a little bit. It was really a Murphy's Law start to the year. Everything that could go wrong did in the first month and a half. It cost manager Brandon Hyde his job. So this team could benefit from a much better start next year. And if they had just played 500 ball, they would still be in the wild card conversation right now. It's not as bad as things look, but that's life. 6:35 first pitch on Tuesday, O's and Rays. However, the final score tonight, the New York Yankees 7 and the Baltimore Orioles 1 in 10 innings. Good night. Stay safe. I will see you right back here on Wednesday. Please be nice to Connor. Please. And don't be too mean to Keegan Akin. That's just, I don't know what to tell you, man. Good night, everyone. This has been the Orioles Postcast.